Yes, Prabhu, I started.
just in case.
No, Prabhu.
Yeah. So there are always obstacles, and there are also obstacles that are given by the arrangement of material energy and also Krishna sometimes. So, how do we handle these obstacles? Because we don't want these obstacles to become an impediment in our growth in devotional service, but then we want them to become an impetus, not an impediment in our development. So, the Bhagavatam, of course, is a very, very advanced concept that the Bhagavatam talks about. The Bhagavatam gives a solution, though. It says, because what happens, our regular life, maybe the routine, sadhana, everything gets affected when there are problems, when there are difficulties in obstacles in life. So, Bhagavatam kind of gives a formula on how to be when problems arise. Now, this verse was spoken by Lord Brahma in the 14th chapter of the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. That the 13th and 14th chapters are the Brahma Vimohana Leela. And in the 14th chapter, Lord Brahma is offering prayers to the Lord, to Krishna. And one of the verses, one of the prayers, one of the shlokas that he says, Tattenu Kampam Susamiksha Mano. So he's saying that whatever difficulties we face in our lives, we should take that as a mercy of the Lord. Anukampam means as a mercy of the Lord. And how we have to be at that point in time. Samiksha manaha. Samiksha mana means eagerly awaiting. One is to consider whatever difficulties that arise in our lives as a mercy of the Lord, and also eagerly awaiting the mercy of the Lord so that we can overcome those obstacles. And bhunjana eva atmakritam vipakam. Vipakam means whatever difficulties that arise, atmakritam, because of my past activities, vipaka or difficulties have arisen. And bhunjana means to endure, to kind of tolerate or go through whatever experiences we are going through. We know, okay, I am experiencing difficulty. That is a mercy of the Lord. Why it's a mercy of the Lord? Because these difficulties have come because of Atmakritam. I have created in my past life or in this life. I have acted in a particular way, and that has created this situation where I am in. And I am constantly expecting the mercy of the Lord while considering this problem also as a mercy of the Lord, because my actions were so grievous that I was supposed to have experienced so much more problem, but then the Lord has very kindly reduced it. So this is one mindset that we have to develop when problems come. Then how do we have to act at that time? The next two lines say, Hrid Vak Vapurbhir Vidadhan Namaste. And I have to engage my Hrid. Hrid means my heart. Vak means my words. Vapu means my body. These things I constantly engage in the service of the Lord, and vidadhan namaste. I continue to offer my respectful obeisances to the Lord, and jiveta yo, one who lives his life like this, mukti padesa daya bhag. Such a person becomes completely eligible to receive liberation. Mukti pade sadaya bhag. That is what the Bhagavatam says. So I become totally eligible to go back to Godhead. Like Prabhupada explains in the purport there, in fact, this is the last chapter that Prabhupada dictated or wrote purports for. And Prabhupada left his body after this. The 15th chapter onwards, all the purports are given by His Divine Grace's disciples. But then this is the last chapter that Prabhupada wrote the purport for. And Prabhupada writes that just as to inherit the property of a father, the son doesn't have to do anything extra or supremely great or something. He just has to exist. Simply, if the son exists, then the property automatically after the father will come to the son. Similarly, if a devotee leads his life like this, how? Tattenu kampam su samikshamanaha. So I am constantly expecting the mercy of the Lord, and bhunjana eva atma kritam vipakam. And I'm thinking that, okay, I'm going through all these difficulties, thinking that this is a mercy of the Lord because He has kindly reduced the difficulties. And third thing, what we have to do, I have to continuously engage my hrid, vak, and vapu in the service of the Lord. Vidadhan namaste. Continue to offer respectful obeisances to the Lord. If I lead my life in these four ways, then jiveta yo, one who lives like this, mukti padesa daya bhat. Simply, if I exist with this mindset and continue to engage in devotional service, I become eligible to go back to Godhead and receive the mercy of the Lord and association of the Lord there. So, this is one formula. It's a very, very advanced thing that Lord Brahma is saying. So, this is one formula. Now, this itself is a very advanced concept. By Kunti Maharani, she goes many notches higher. Kunti Maharani in the Bhagavatam, when the Kurukshetra war is over, you would have heard this. The war is over, and Krishna is leaving Hastinapur to go back to Dwaraka. Yudhishthir Maharaj has been coronated and placed as the emperor of the whole world, and Krishna is leaving. Kunti Maharani kind of stalls the chariot of Krishna, and then she is telling him that now, when everything has become all right, all our enemies are vanquished, my sons have been reinstalled, they've got back their kingdom, property, everything has happened. Now you are leaving Krishna. But when constantly there were problems, my sons were born in the forest, my husband had died, my co-wife, she had gone along with my husband. I had these 5 orphans with me in the forest. And then when we came back to Hastinapur, one after the other, there were difficulties. Duryodhana tried to poison Bhima, and he was constantly envious. So much so, he built a house of lac and tried to burn us there. We were wandering in the forest. After that, so many difficulties, one after the other. But all through these difficulties, you were constantly there. And so we were able to tide over these difficulties very easily. Now, when seemingly everything is settled, you are leaving us and going. So, is it that you will be with us only when difficulties are there? Then, in that case, Vipada Santuta Shashwat Tatra Tatra Jagadguru. Oh Krishna, if you are going to be with me only when difficulties are there, then please give me Tatra Tatra Jagadguru. Again and again, you give these difficulties, Vipadas. In the previous verse, Lord Brahma uses the word Vipakam. Here, Kunti Maharani is using the word Vipadaha. So she is praying that please give me again and again these difficulties. Why? Because Bhavato darshanam yatsya. If difficulties are there, you will be there always in front of me. I will be able to constantly have your darshan. Bhavataha darshanam yatsya. Apunar bhava darshanam. By having your darshan constantly, this bhava, this material world's darshan, I will not be required to take again. So this is what Kunti Maharani is saying, that actually during difficulties, Krishna is always with us. And a practical experience, that I had once is when I was serving in the temple as a brahmachari. I was there for many years, and later I was working. I mean, I was serving in the temple, and I used to carry all my documents. I mean, the original identity cards, my Aadhaar, my PAN card, my voter's ID, whatever identity card, my license, driving license, all of these in one small pouch. And my wallet used to be there. I used to have some 2, 3 credit cards and debit. I think maybe 4, 5 credit cards and debit cards were there in that wallet. maybe some 1,000 rupees cash was also there, and my phone also was there in that pouch, small pouch. Everything used to be there in that. And one day I had gone to the deities and I prayed to Lord Nityananda that, my dear Lord Nityananda, please make my life very simple. Like that, very earnestly, I prayed to the Lord. And after that, just below the altar, there is one office room. I had a meeting there. I was going to the office to meet one devotee, and we were going to have a meeting. And before going to that office, on the corridor, there is also a toilet. I thought, okay, this meeting is going to be there for a couple of hours. So I'll just go to the restroom and then go. So on the parapet wall, I kept my wallet. And on top of that, hiding I mean, not the wallet, the pouch, I kept the pouch. And then on top of that, I had my diary. I kept that diary, and it was a little rainy in Bangalore at that time, so I kept my umbrella over over that diary also. So I thought, oh, nobody will be able to make out, so I will just quickly go to the restroom and come. Now, when I was inside the restroom, suddenly in between I realized, what if somebody takes the pouch and goes? And so I thought, okay, anyway, the diary is there, over that the umbrella is there. So nothing will happen. Then I came out and I saw the diary and the umbrella was still there. I came out, washed my hands, and then lifted the diary, and underneath the pouch is not there. Both the diary and umbrella, they are there like that. So from that time, I mean, that so somebody had taken the pouch. So I ran to the offices nearby, in the veranda, in the corridor, and inside there were offices. I went there, everybody. I asked, did you see my pouch is gone, like that? So I was kind of panicking. This was many years ago, maybe for 10, 15 years ago. And I went everywhere, went to the security nearby. Nowhere the pouch was to be found. So somebody had flicked it. Then, when that realization dawned, I suddenly realized that, oh, I have to block all the cards. So then I started calling every bank, and then, if it gets into the IVR and it takes a lot of time. So it took almost 1.5, 2 hours to block all the cards, and all my identity cards, the originals were there, everything was gone. So then somebody, one devotee told, you go and file a police complaint. Then I went to the police station, and the police station, they said, if you want to file an FIR, you can leave it just as it, because not much, your phone is there and some 1,000 rupees cash, not much is there. I said, no, my documents are there in that. All the cards are there. Anyway, you have blocked the cards. Now, the police was taking it very lightly. They said, okay, if you want to file an FIR, file a complaint, then go to a notary, get an affidavit, and then come, we will do. So then I had to look for a notary, go. I think somewhere in Malleshwaram, I found a notary, then got an affidavit done, came back to the police station. By the time all this was over, by the time I filed the complaint, this happened at 9 o'clock in the morning. It was 6 in the evening. So whole day I was just running around, and unnecessary things I had to do. So all this while I was thinking, why this is happening? Why this is happening like that? And then after that, I came back to the temple, and I wanted to go to the office and check my mails, if anything I had received. So again, I went to the restroom, and when I entered the restroom, I stamped on something, and I looked down, and apparently, probably some child had passed stool right, at the entrance of the toilet. So then I had to wash my feet. So it was very disgusting. Wash my feet, take bath. Went to one of the rooms in the temple, took bath, changed my clothes, and I was exhausted by the time I went back to my office. I went back to my office. Some emails had come from the banks and all that, and I was just thinking, why did this happen? All these things, such a day, very bad day. Why this happened like that? And then I had completely forgotten that I prayed to Lord Nityananda like that. So then I remembered I prayed to Lord Nityananda to make my life simple. My dear Lord, you wiped out my whole identity. So simple, you made my life. So for the next many years, I didn't have my Aadhaar card, no cards, no debit card, nothing. I would go to the bank and withdraw money. And I didn't have a phone for many, many years after that. So practically, Lord Nityananda made my life completely, simple. And I realized at that point, while I was in Giridhari, I was not having, I think maybe after a while, I had a button phone. All the smartphones, everything was gone. And I didn't have a debit card. I never used to carry money. Always, some devotee who was with me would carry some 500 rupees. That's all. My life had become very simple. In 3 months, once that 500 rupees I would spend, probably, uh, you know, for buying a toothbrush and maybe shaving cream and shaving razor, something like that. Everything was taken care of either by Harmonix, the trust that I was running, or my mom passed away and then my father came to live with me. He used to take care of all my expenses. I practically, prasadam I used to have in the temple. The house rent just opposite Giridhari, we were staying in one apartment that my father used to pay. Everything was taken care, and my life had actually become very, very simple when I was in Giridhari. So that time I realized how dangerous it is to ask Krishna something like this. And Kunti Maharani is praying that please give me again and again. It is not an ordinary prayer at all, that she is asking for trouble, asking for problems. One prayer I offered like that, and then my whole life changed 180 degrees or 360 degrees, whatever. And to pray like that, give me all those difficulties again and again. It's not an ordinary joke. So these great devotees, whether it is Lord Brahma or Kunti Devi, they are praying like this. It is not an ordinary thing at all. But our outlook, our mindset, the vision that we should have is that problems are actually a mercy of the Lord. Hmm? So, even though it is a difficult thing, we'll have to consider it like that. I heard from some devotee, I don't know, Gauranga Prabhu or Gaur Gopal Prabhu, somebody was telling that don't tell Krishna I have problems. Don't go stand in front of Krishna and tell him that I have problems. Stand in front of your problems and tell your problems I have Krishna. I'll repeat that again. They said, don't tell Krishna I have problems. Tell your problems I have Krishna. So that is the kind of vision that we should have. And many times what happens is we embrace our problems because we only create the problems at the physical level or mental level or probably at the intellectual level or spiritual level. We create our problems and we start identifying ourselves with the problem. So we kind of embrace our problems. And what happens many times is we bring the problem so close to ourselves that the problems kind of blind us. I'll just give one example. Say you consider this pen, or maybe this remote is there, AC remote is there. So you consider this as the problem. So we bring the problem so close to us that I'm completely blinded now. I can't see anything else. My whole world is only this problem. Krishna is telling in the sixth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita that how do we control our mind when Arjuna is asking that it is very difficult, Chanchalavati Mana Krishna. He is saying, Krishna is telling two things. Abhyasena tu kaunteya, one, by practice, you will be able to control the mind, and vairagyam cha grihyate. He's saying a general sense of detachment has to be there in our lives. So, by practice and by detachment, we will be able to control our mind, or kind of moderate our mind in the right direction. So, a general sense of detachment in our lives is very, very difficult, very important, and it is a very difficult thing also, which will come only by practice. So, even though we create the problems. Like Einstein also said, we cannot solve the problems by remaining at the same level in which we created the problems. We have created the problems at a particular level. By remaining at the same level, we cannot solve the problems. We'll have to transcend and go above that level. So, this is what Krishna is telling, that you'll have to detach yourself from the problem. Simple thing. Okay, now the problem is here. I'm completely blinded. Just 1 foot away, a general sense of detachment. No, I cannot identify myself with the problem. The problem is there. How do I look at the problem? With a sense of detachment, I transcend that problem. What happens now? The problem is there, it is existing, it is there, but my whole perspective has changed, my world has changed. There is a table in front of me, there is another wardrobe, there are two chairs, and so many pictures of the deities are there. So my whole vision has changed. The problem is there, but it is one of the things that is existing in my world. It's not my world. It is one of the things that exists in my world, and yeah, it is irritating me because it is there. I don't want it to be there. I have to solve the problem, but it has not completely blinded me. So many times what happens is we embrace our problems and bring it so, oh, it is my problem. We bring it so close to us that we completely lose track of everything else. At that point in time, my problem becomes the only thing. It completely overwhelms me, and I start to think that it is the only thing that is existing in the world, and this is how my entire life is going to be. So many times we suffer from mental blocks and mental concoctions also. We think that, oh, Krishna is putting me in this because he doesn't like me, or this or that. So many things. We create mental concoctions. So say, we are all probably working professionals. Some of you might be homemakers. Some of you may be doing businesses, right? So many times what happens, especially when it comes to the financial year end, working professionals become very, very busy, with, filing their income tax returns. So at that time, what happens, we become more IT return conscious or GST conscious instead of Krishna conscious. Our whole thought process is like that. Or say if somebody is running some business, some clearance sale conscious, comparison conscious. Oh, he came to Krishna consciousness after me, but then he is taken second initiation. He is progressed in Krishna consciousness. I have not. So better to give up, like that. So the many times the primary block, the mental block for us, it is not that I don't believe in this process, but many times we keep telling ourselves that I am not ready, or I am not qualified, or I am not enough to do things and take things forward in Krishna consciousness. We create these concocted ideas in our head that I'm not ready, I'm not qualified, or I'm not enough. Because artificially we start feeling humble, and then we don't move forward in our Krishna conscious practices. So, in one sense, we become more intelligent than Srila Prabhupada and the Acharyas, and decide for ourselves what is enough and what is not. So the Acharyas are telling, Lord Brahma is telling, you have your problems, but you'll have to continue to engage your mind, your heart, your words, and your body in the service of the Lord while constantly offering obeisances to the Lord. So, like for example, in any other aspect of our lives, we don't take chances like this. We don't decide for ourselves what we should do or what we should not do. We always follow certain set standards or processes or establishments or authorities that have set the rules of operation in that domain. Say, for example, I'm driving on the road. I'm driving a car. I don't decide what to do in a traffic signal. We know what will happen. If I jump the red signal, I see red, I stop. Right? Some, I mean, in India, different things happen, but then I know at the back of my mind that red signal, I stop. So I stop because I know what the consequences are going to be. What will be the consequences? Obviously, if I jump a red light, one is in terms of maybe I get fined today. Every street corner has cameras. So I get fined, or worse, I could get knocked down by a vehicle that is cutting across the road. If I cut across the road, so another vehicle could knock me down. So I know the consequences and I decide, okay, better to abide by the rules. But when it comes to Krishna consciousness, because we don't have somebody supervising my actions and especially my mind, we think like that, we decide what we should do in Krishna consciousness. Now, a very, very important thing here is that all of us need to have mentors at any stage in our Krishna conscious journey. Um, in the 90s, 80s, and 90s, after Srila Prabhupada left, unfortunately, many of Prabhupada's disciples, some of them very, very well established in ISKCON, they fell away. Sometimes even gurus, just fell and they left Krishna consciousness altogether. This was, I think, 96, 97, some time like that. Guru Maharaj was standing in front of Radha Madhav in Mayapur. That was around the time when Harikesh Maharaj had left the movement. And Harikesh Maharaj was as big or bigger than Guru Maharaj in terms of stature, in terms of the number of disciples. I'm not comparing disciples here, devotees here, but then uh, how the perspective in the world was, it's a massive figure in ISKCON at that point in time. And Harikesh Maharaj had just fallen, and Guru Maharaj was so upset. He was standing in front of Radha Madhav and he was praying to Prabhupada that my God brothers, God sisters, so many of them have left the movement, Srila Prabhupada. When I am not there, what will happen to my disciples? So I think right after that, there was a class, and Guru Maharaj started seriously thinking about creating a structured program where every devotee will have somebody above them. Many times, what happens in ISKCON, Guru Maharaj was explaining this, that after we reach, say, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years in the movement, we think that, okay, either the devotee himself thinks or circumstances become like that, that we don't get peer level association or somebody above us. So we start thinking, I mean, it happens like that. We don't get the nourishment association. We always give association, but we never take association. We never take counsel. We never take guidance. There is nobody with whom I can open my heart and speak the struggles that probably senior devotees go through in ISKCON. So Guru Maharaj was saying that this should never be the case. Always in our, not now, until we go to the spiritual world, even there, we always have to have somebody over us. We always have to have mentors. I'm not talking about your spiritual master. I'm talking about a devotee to whom immediately you can go access them, open your heart, and discuss. Okay, this is a difficulty, especially difficulties, especially challenges, and tell openly that this is the difficulty that I am facing. How can I resolve it? I understand. I may even understand. Okay, this is a solution. But when I hear it from someone else, it has a different kind of an impact. So all of us, we have to have a mentor. And Guru Maharaj, as an outcome of that contemplation, he created the Bhakti Vriksha model. Because Namahata is one to many. In Bhakti Vriksha, it's one to many, but then one devotee may have only 8, 10, 15 devotees to mentor and guide and all that. So he created a pyramidal structure where there are Bhakti Vrikshas and there is a Bhakti Vriksha servant leader. And then many Bhakti Vrikshas and devotees are guided by a sector servant. And many sector servants are guided by a circle servant. Then there is a Mahachakrapati. Then there is a program director. Like that, Guru Maharaj created a structure by which everybody gets counsel, everybody gets guidance, everybody gets nourishment. So nobody is left in the lurch, completely let free of. Free as in completely left unguided, I should say, unguided, and they have to deal with the challenges that they face on their own. This should never be the case. So, how many ever years you have been in ISKCON, you've been practicing Krishna consciousness, it becomes very, very important that you seek out. If you don't have, you because you are in the process of Bhakti Vriksha, you may already have, but then if you're say 15, 20 years and then you don't have anybody, it should be alarm bells ringing. Now, we spoke about difficulties that arise out of our past activities. I also mentioned that Krishna arranges problems for us. Why does Krishna have to arrange problems for us? Many reasons are there. I will talk about two very important reasons why Krishna arranges problems for us. One is it is Bhagavat Pariksha. The Lord is arranging these difficulties for us to ensure our constant growth. Like we all went to school, our children are going to school or college. There is no educational process in this world where there are no exams or assessments because exams deliver growth. When I am tested at a particular level and the authorities understand that, okay, this person has a fair understanding of what this level is, then I move upwards. I move upwards, and then when I am sufficiently trained there, then I am assessed, and then I move upwards. This is how a natural education process goes. We are in the process of Krishna conscious education. It is very, very important that we move upwards and constantly assessed at that level. Now, say a strict coach, say some sports coach is there. A strict coach gives special attention to promising students. If some student is, he knows that, oh, that student he is not very capable, or a player in the team is not very capable, he will not give so much attention. He'll just give basic training and say that, okay, you keep doing whatever you are doing. A regimented pattern will be given to him. But if a student shows promise, and if the coach believes that the student can reach greater heights, then what will happen? He will give special attention. Special attention means more difficult training, even more time on the ground, and the coach is constantly breathing down that student's or pupil's neck. Now, this special attention is given only to promising students. Now, how we should look at this is not punishment, this is investment. It is not that because I have promise, I have potential, oh, I am getting punished for that. No, I am being invested upon so that I can reach greater heights. So, this Bhagavat Pariksha, we should always look at, oh, I am getting difficulties. It is an opportunity for me to grow. It is an examination given by the Lord for me because He feels the training for that level is done. So He is putting me in that difficult situation so that I can go move upwards. So that is one reason why Krishna is arranging problems for me. Bhagavat Pariksha. Second is Bhagavat Leela. See, we all have or we do watch movies, right? In a movie, we have actually, if it is interactive, it will be better, but then I will tell. We know there are three characters, primary characters in a movie. Who are they? One is the hero, right? The second, obviously, there has to be an anti-hero or a villain. Without a villain, there is no movie. There has to be a villain who offers resistance to a hero. And then third, very important, is the heroine. We know what is the function of the hero, what is the function of the villain. Let's come to this heroine. Now, my question to you is, who is the hero of our life? Oh, you can unmute and answer or type in the chat. Who is the hero of our life?
Krishna. Krishna,
Krishna.
bro.
Krishna is the hero of our life. Very good. Okay. Now, all these problems, difficulties that we face, let's keep them as villains. Who is the heroine then, compared to a movie? So Krishna is the hero. Who is the heroine?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Bhakti.
Okay, Bhakti. Actually, I am the heroine. We are the heroine, right? So we are the heroine. Krishna is the hero of my life, and all these problems are the villain. Now let's analyze the function of a heroine. Generally, I'm just as an analogy, we will try and understand. What does a heroine do in a movie? What does a heroine do? She is always the victim. And especially at the climax, the heroine is probably abducted by the villain. Villain is causing trouble. Until then, the heroine's only function is to sing songs and maybe running around the tree, sing songs with the hero, and constantly keep changing clothes and come appear pretty, sing songs, maybe running around the tree. Okay. And then towards the end, at the climax, the villain will abduct the heroine, and the heroine will be bachao, bachao. Heroine is going to shout. And but she will have firm faith that she'll probably, in some movies we have seen, the heroine will also challenge the villain that you just wait, my hero is going to come and he laat marega tujhe. Like that. So that kind of faith is also there for the heroine. So now what we have to do, my life is a movie. Krishna is my hero. Now, without the villain of problems, obstacles, there's no way that the hero's position is enhanced. There has to be a villain. So that means in our lives, there will have to be some difficulties that we depend on Krishna. So we do bachao bachao, and Krishna will come and protect us, save us from those problems. And in the meantime, what am I doing? When problems have not come, at that time later also, I sing songs. That is our process. Okay, I sing songs and go around the tree. Maybe we go around a plant called Tulsi Marani, so that problems, whatever past karma is there, that goes away. So if we constantly keep doing that I do my regular devotional service, have faith, rakshishyati iti vishwasaha. I have faith that Krishna will protect me, and consider that this is an opportunity to be part of Bhagavat Leela. Like a movie is an opportunity to showcase the position of a hero. Similarly, this is an opportunity. Why Krishna sends his own devotees as villains, so-called villains, so that he can perform pastimes, right? So I get an opportunity. These problems are there in my life. I get an opportunity to become part of Bhagavat Leela. One is, I think it is Bhagavat Pariksha. The second is that I am getting an opportunity to be part or participate in the Leela of the Lord. If we switch our perspective in this manner, then problems are always welcome. Problems and difficulties are always welcome. They don't become excuses for me in the execution of my devotional service. Oh, problems are there. Okay, right now is opportunity for me to depend more on the Lord, and I am getting tested by the Lord, and I get to participate in the Leela of the Lord right now. So our job is to be like the heroine, the victim in a movie where she sings songs with the hero going around trees. We do that. And when the victim attacks, cry out for help. This is what we should do. So this is a very, very important reframing that we should do in our life. So now let's do an activity. All of you, please close your eyes. Please close your eye. I can't see whether you have closed your eyes or not, but then please close your eyes. Think about the current biggest problem. Don't tell me you don't have problems. Everybody is going through something or the other. What is the current biggest problem that you are going through in your life? Think about that. Now, analyze whether that problem is Bhagavad Pariksha or Bhagavad Leela. What do you think? What is it? Bhagavad Pariksha or Bhagavad Leela? You don't have to tell me. Just think about it. Okay. So try to reframe your consciousness, your perspective, your vision that this is all Krishna's arrangement. Now, Krishna will not arrange a difficulty in my life where I will be taken away from devotional service. Now, we should not do that. If it is Bhagavad Pariksha or Bhagavad Leela, it should not become an impediment. It should become an impetus. So look at problems as an impetus, as an opportunity to step up, not step down. Never look at problems as an impediment. Like I started off with that only. They are not impediments, they are impetuses. Krishna will never do something like that. And be assured, it is Krishna who's allowing you everything if Krishna is sanctioning. He is Upadrashta Anumanta. If he is a sanctioner, every single aspect of my life is governed by the Lord. I have to have that faith first. Why will Krishna put me in a situation where I will be taken away from devotional service? Logically, it doesn't fit. It is an illogical thought process. It is an illogical consideration to think that Krishna will put me in a situation where I will be taken away from Krishna consciousness. Not so, right? But if I am allowing that to happen, then I am working against Krishna's design. Krishna has designed that problem to be something, but I am redesigning, reframing it in some other way. So we'll have to give up this idea that problems are an impediment. We should always look at problems as impetus. I'm not saying, okay, think like Kunti Maharani, Tatra Tatra Jagat Guru, you'll have to say. No. But when problems come by their own arrangement, look at it first as Krishna's arrangement. Only look, you think and figure out whether it is Bhagavad Pariksha or Bhagavad Leela. That's all. Then it becomes very easy for you to handle problems in life. Everybody has problems. The higher you grow, the greater the problems. At their level, everybody is dealing with problems, whether it is material growth or spiritual growth. You look at Guru Maharaj, the kind of problems, we don't have to be for 2 months in the ICU with tubes running all through my body, right? So we are not in that kind of a problem, but look at His Holiness Jayapataka Swami's determination. Whatever condition he is in, he told one devotee who had gone to visit him, he told that materially, externally, it looks like I'm suffering. Internally, I'm in ecstasy. Guru Maharaj has told. When the devotee went to the US to see Guru Maharaj, at his worst situation, he is telling internally, I am in ecstasy. So it is a very difficult plane to achieve. But then At least we can start here. Reframe our consciousness. Don't allow problems to overpower you and take you away from your regular activities. Now, like I said, the fastest way to grow in devotional service is to have a solid mentor in your life. That is the case with anything. How will you grow in life in anything? Say you want to learn a skill by reading books, by watching YouTube videos. How can you grow the fastest in any skill? You want to learn something. Obviously, it is by learning from a mentor. Somebody who's even more skilled, you learn from that person, you grow faster. Similarly, in Krishna consciousness also, I'm not saying Krishna consciousness is a skill, knowledge, behavior, attitude, whatever. The fastest way to grow is to get connected to somebody who is moving ahead. So it is very, very important we choose our association wisely in ISKCON. We have to choose our association wisely. See, in my so many years in ISKCON, what I have come to realize is ISKCON is like a pyramid. At the base of the pyramid, okay, it is like this. At the base of the pyramid are devotees who are new to Krishna consciousness, or sometimes may have been there for a very long time, but then their consciousness has not grown. So we'll consider them as people who have just come into Krishna consciousness, and they have their anarthas, they have their difficulties they're dealing with, they probably don't have the right perspectives of devotional service, like that. That is a base, and that is the largest block. That is the biggest block. So in ISKCON, you'll find most devotees to be like that. They don't have higher ideals, higher goals, higher standards of behavior. So you may find, hey, they are devotees. Sometimes people say that outsiders are better than ISKCON devotees, like that. Whatever it is, they are Vaishnavas, that's a different thing. But then you'll find that the majority is like that. Then comes the next block. So that block is where they are a little more steady in devotional services. Maybe their sadachar is a little better, all of those things, but then the number has reduced. Even more advanced devotees, not in terms of years, I'm talking in terms of their consciousness, their engagement, right? Little more advanced, even lesser. Like that, if you keep going multiple levels, at the top, those who are pure in their consciousness, in their activities, in their sadachar is very ideal. They are gurus, they are worthy of emulation. Now that block is the smallest block, but everybody exists in ISKCON. All stratas of devotees exist in ISKCON. Now I cannot remain at the lowest block, or I cannot seek the association of people at the lowest block and complain the entire ISKCON is like this. It is for me to move my seeking of association from levels higher than where I am. That's my responsibility. If I look downward, or if I look at association around my whatever block I am in, I don't know what block you are in, I am in, I don't know, right? But sorry, I don't know what block anyone else is in. I know what block I am in. So I have to choose association of devotees, mentoring of counsel of devotees, guidance of devotees above me. Somebody is even more steady, even more enthusiastic, even more fixed up. I choose their association and take their counsel, take their guidance. It doesn't have to be every day. But this is how ISKCON is. We have to accept the fact that this is how ISKCON is. I cannot crib about anything else. It is my responsibility to choose the right kind of association. Maybe during Prabhupada's time, it was not a pyramid, it was a cylinder. I mean, people come and then they moved upward quickly. So everywhere you found that devotees of all stratas, equal numbers were there. I'm just saying, may not be there. Maybe 1,000 years down the line, when the golden age has started, the pyramid will become an inverted pyramid, like a diamond. People come and quickly they start growing in Krishna consciousness. Right now, it is a steady triangular pyramid, right? So we have to choose our association and never give excuses in life because of some material difficulties. Spiritual life should be solutions for your material problems. Don't make material problems a distraction in your spiritual life. When you have material problems, you should do your spiritual activities so nicely that your material problems get dissolved, not that your material problems dissolve your spiritual life. That should never happen. It's madness if we do like that. It's craziness if we allow our material problems to distract us in our spiritual activities. So, going forward, please look at this reframing that I spoke about. What is it? Either it is Bhagavat Pariksha or Bhagavat Leela. One of these two things only. I have to allow Krishna to become the hero of my life. Problems are an opportunity to do that. Look at problems like that. I am the heroine. Krishna is my hero. Problems are the villains, but I have to depend on Krishna to solve those problems. In um, in the Padma Purana, there is an instance where Rukmini Devi was serving food to Krishna, and the Lord was eating, and then suddenly he just stopped. And then for 1 or 2 minutes, he was just like that. He was not moving at all. He was just stationary like that. And then Rukmini Devi, after a couple of minutes, she asked, "My dear Natha, my dear Lord, why are you not eating? Is something not good?" Like that. Then the Lord said, "No, no, no. One of my devotees, he's walking through a dense forest, and without his knowledge, one one fox is following him stealthily. Looks like the fox is going to attack him. I'm just thinking what I should do, how I should protect my devotee." So he's told like that. And then after maybe 10-15 seconds, the Lord again started eating. Then Rukmini Devi asked, "My dear Lord, you said that your devotee is in trouble. You started eating. What happened?" Then the Lord said, "No, no, my devotee has seen the fox and now he has picked up a stick and he thinks he can protect himself. So he is going to handle the problem. I don't have to do anything. He will handle. So I will look after what I am doing, like that." So if there is no dependence on the Lord, that, "Oh my Lord, I am in this trouble, you resolve this issue, you will resolve this issue," then the Lord is not going to interfere. He'll say, "Okay, you think you can manage, you manage." But if we allow, if we reframe that situation as an opportunity to establish Krishna as a hero of my life, then Krishna will do it. That faith we should have. One of the angas of surrender, Sharanagati, is that Rakshishyati iti Vishwasaha. Krishna will protect me. That Vishwasa I should have. Okay, so I will stop here. Let's let all of us reframe our consciousness in this manner and make Krishna the hero of our lives. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much for giving me this opportunity to address all of you. If I don't know if we have time for questions, over to Premadatta Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you so much, Prabhu. I think with simple analogies, you have made it so easy to understand that why we get the problems in our life and how we can face them. Really, really great. Thankful to you for putting it so simple way, but it is going inside. It looks like we can do it. Otherwise, it always looks like I cannot face problems. So I'll just do, Prabhu, I think devotees may have time, but I don't know. You have to cut it down if
No, no,
too
that's
many
okay.
questions are there. Let us know
Another,
if you are.
maybe till 7:30
Okay,
we
okay.
can talk.
So, Hare Krishna, anybody has any question, please feel
Yeah,
free.
but I will answer questions only if you unmute. If you switch on your video and ask.
Okay.
I don't speak to black boxes. I speak to people.
Good criteria, Prabhu. Now I don't know how many will ask questions. Because it's morning time.
Yeah, I know everybody will be busy, but you cannot impersonally ask questions. That's a very personal process. So I know Zoom is not in person, but still, whatever personalization we can do.
Okay, so please remove, you can show yourself and ask a question.
Questions, comments, you may have some thoughts based on what I mentioned. So you can say.
I think you put a tough condition, Prabhu.
Tough condition. Yes, Mataji.
People
Hare
are not
Krishna.
used
Thank
to
you so much.
it.
You saved me.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandvat Pranam.
Dandavad Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. It was a wonderful class, and we really learned so much. And we always, all of us face problem, but when we grow a little bit, also now we get so much proud that we don't need a mentor. Now we can solve our problem on our
Hmm.
own, and that is the, I think, biggest problem in our progress. So this
Right.
is my realization today, because generally we always think that okay, now we know the answer, like you also said that we also analyze. Now we read, when we have a problem we'll read something and we'll get some clues, but
Hmm.
it is
Hmm.
really important for us to discuss with our mentor and have a mentor. This is
Yes.
what I realized today, and it is really a good input for me. And Prabhu, you really nicely arranged the gives this analogy of hero, heroine, and so we always forget that who is our hero. So which
Right.
this really helps us to that Krishna is the hero. He will protect, and we have to just the problems are coming because we are being forgetful, and he wants to remind us that I am there, and he wants that glorification and
Hmm.
so connection. So very beautiful. Prabhu, regarding one small question, about faith, having firm faith that Krishna is the hero, and we don't have a very firm faith in this. We sometimes will have a faith, sometimes our faith will go. So
Hmm.
how we can inculcate that
Answer is same, Mataji. Associate with devotees when faith goes down. They will pull us up. I've been in ISKCON for 27 years. I feel very scared if nobody is above me. In my services, in my regular practices, uh, even now I have two important devotees, two mentors whom I constantly bounce off my thoughts. I'm thinking in a particular way. Sometimes we adjust situation. Oh, it's okay if I don't go for mangalarati, or don't wake up early, or anything like that. It's okay if I circumvent a particular process. So then they'll, very gently pat me and say, hello, why are you speculating like that? And they have to be tough sometimes, otherwise sometimes we don't get it. Depending on how it is, it is a very important thing, Mataji, in that nectar of instruction verse, Shadvida Priti Lakshanam. One of the things that enhances love between devotees is Guhyam Akhyati Prichati. I open my heart to somebody who I have trust in. It's not that everybody who's above me, I will go and open my heart. It happens by trial and error. I try speaking to some devotee, and then somewhere I will feel that connect. Oh, I can trust this person. So then sometimes kundalis don't match. Somebody may be very advanced, and then I am not able to connect with that devotee. So I'm not saying everybody should look for the same mentor or something. So even structurally, by ISKCON's arrangement, you may have a service line authority. It need not be that that person should be your mentor. This is a completely different thing. You should be able to trust that person, and that person should be able to guide you properly, and the guidance should make sense to you. You should be able to apply that guidance. So when faith goes down, my spiritual master Jayapataka Maharaj, he says, until we come to the point of nishtha, our devotional service will be thick and thin, like the sinusoidal wave, no, of alternating current, AC current, up and down. So we have crests, we have troughs, we have crests, we have troughs. So this is how our devotional service will be. Especially when I hit a trough, I'll have to run to my mentor. At that point in time, they will pull me up. So by design, how it will happen, I keep practicing more and more. The crest will be longer and there'll be a short trough, and it will become even longer, even longer. So the crest will be, initially it will be like this. Every now and then I'm going through up and down. But then as I progress in Krishna consciousness, longer crest and then a short trough, longer crest like that. Then at one point in time, it becomes DC current, no more AC current. It becomes steady amplitude. After that, once I reach Nishta, till Nishta, what is happening? Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivriti. Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivriti. Constantly, this is happening. When a reasonable level of Anartha Nivriti has happened, then I achieve Nishta. And then it is a steady state flow. That time, my goal is only to increase my amplitude. So it is steady. The axis is like this. Say this is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. I am here. Steadily, I am able to execute my devotional service. After that, it is only a question of moving the amplitude up, but I remain steady. So even here, I need a mentor. I need to learn how. So from sadhana bhakti, I go to ragatmika bhakti. At that point in time, I'm following, or raga anuga bhakti. Ragatmika is even later. Raga anuga means I am attached to following the path of a liberated soul. So that place also I need. I need. No, when, in the Brihat Bhagavatamrita, it is mentioned that when a devotee goes back to Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna will, Krishna will, whatever, he will say, you belong to this Vrinda and all that. But apparently, Radharani will appoint a particular devotee as, as the service supervisor there. When Gopakumar went back to Krishna, went back to Goloka Vrindavan, Radharani had a one-on-one orientation. When somebody joins an organization, the new employee has an orientation like that. And then she assigns a particular devotee. Okay, now you will serve under him, like that, him or her, this grass, this tree. If I'm a cow, then whatever. So one cow mata will be there who will be my mentor. Even in the spiritual world, we have devotees under whom we will serve. Even somebody becomes a sakhi, there is always manjari. Somebody is there above. Right? So always we should have a mentor. When we hit a trough, we should go to my mentor. That is the easiest way to get out, not by my design.
Yes, Prabhu. That helps us to crushes our ego and to open up, and then only we can progress.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare
It was
Krishna.
a wonderful class, Prabhu. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. We
Thank you.
look
Thank
forward
you.
to have more sessions like this.
Hare Krishna. Okay, two more devotees have raised their hand. Saumya Raghunath Prabhu.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhu,
Krishna. Jai. Oh, Prabhu, I didn't know your initiated name. Jai. Saurabh Prabhu has become
Yes,
Saurabh.
yes. So thank you for the wonderful session, Prabhu, and it has been a long cherished wish to hear from you. And I think today was a very auspicious, fortunate day to hear you after a very, very long time. And by this one
Thank
class,
you.
we understand, why you are there teaching all the kids, right?
Yeah.
So ISKCON is, we are very grateful as an organization to have devotees like you, giving such a powerful, simple class, but it goes deep in our heart where we can take a lot of learnings, and especially you give a lot of analogies like the coach and the student, hero and the heroine. That makes very easy for us to understand, okay, what we should be doing practically. So thank you very much, Prabhu. So I
Thank
have
you. Thank you.
two questions, but I'll just ask one because
Yeah.
interest of time. So Prabhu, you took the story from the Padma Puran where
Yeah.
Krishna mentions that okay, he's taken a stick, so he'll take care.
Hmm.
But our understanding was that no, we have to put our efforts whenever we are in a problem and
Hmm.
then depend on Krishna. Like, for example, there's a Grasta,
Hmm.
so there are so many things no, he has to take care and he has to depend upon. So,
Hmm.
obviously, he has to put his efforts because without our efforts, there is no way we can run a family or our life actually when there are so
Right.
many dependents depending upon us.
Hmm.
So, how to understand that thin line? Of course, it may be very thin line, but I want to understand where we are putting our efforts. That's my understanding.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
and depending on.
What Krishna saw in that devotee is that I will handle the problem myself.
Okay.
Like when Yudhishthir Maharaj, um, uh, when the dice match was going on, Krishna apparently stood at the entrance of the palace and he was waiting for Yudhishthir Maharaj to open his heart and say, come protect me in this situation. But Yudhishthir Maharaj was thinking that, okay, I will manage, I will manage, I will manage. So it is not about that we don't put our endeavor, but then whether I have dependence on the Lord at that point in time. Okay, my dear Lord, I will try this. If you give me the right intelligence, I will try like this. And, after that, it is your wish. So it is not that completely don't do anything. What did Krishna tell Arjuna? Did he say, oh, you sit Arjuna at the back of the chariot and smoke BD? I will do everything. He didn't say that, right? He said, you tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhya cha. That fighting part you do. And you do the thinking part also. I don't think any devotee will have an occupational hazard to the extent that Arjuna had. Say you are a software engineer, something you are doing. Nobody will die by writing programs on or code on, right? But Arjuna, one moment's distraction and he's finished, right? In that kind of a job, Krishna is telling, Sarveshu Kaleshu. Every moment you think of me and fight. He didn't say, I will do everything. Right? So that is the consciousness that we should have. So apparently Draupadi Maharani asked Krishna, blamed him, why you didn't come at that point in time. Yudhishthira was thinking that I should not come. He knew gambling was wrong and he had a weakness for that, and he was constantly thinking, oh, Krishna should not know this, Krishna should not know this. I will handle it on my own. And I couldn't come. He prevented me, but I was waiting outside. I mean, he's saying that I was just outside the palace. He just had to open the doors and I would have come. Didn't I come for you? You cried out for me. I came only for you. When I came for you, why I couldn't have protected my other devotees? Right? So it's not that the two fingers are always there. My endeavor and the Lord's sanction. Both are always there. But when I am putting my endeavor, I should have that consciousness that ultimately Krishna is the doer. Krishna is going to do everything. If I think ahankara vimodhatma karta aham iti manyate. It's only bewildered by false ego that I think I am the doer. The moment I think I am the doer, Krishna is out. Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah,
So yes,
thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Chinu Mataji, you can ask. Prabhu, the hands are increasing, so
That's okay. No problem.
Shinu Mataji, you can ask.
Yeah. Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Dandavat
Hare Krishna.
pranams.
Dandavad
First of
Mataji.
all, I'm really blessed, Prabhuji. Really, really blessed to hear from you today, and really fortunate enough that I have association of this circle, so I could join this class today. And as other
Mataji,
devotees
I am
told,
also
Prabhuji.
blessed to have all of your association.
And Prabhuji, really, what other devotees tell, I have to really repeat that very with very simple analogies, you have made us learn that and made us think that really what the way we are thinking is really not right, like the way problems we have to see. So really, it's very nice, Prabhuji. So I
Mataji, I'll
have
tell
two.
you why. You
Hmm.
know why I give simple analogies? Because I teach children.
Right,
So I
Prabhuji.
have to simplify the concept and speak.
Yes, yes,
So,
Prabhuji. Very
Prabhu, we have
sure,
to come
very
in your
sure.
children class. I think our level is that only.
So, Prabhuji, I'll have two questions. So,
Yes,
whichever
Mataji.
way, in a shortest way, you can just let us know on that. So,
Yeah.
I heard you, Prabhuji, saying we do have our mental concoctions, like I am not ready, I am not
Mm,
enough.
mm,
We only
mm,
think of, we give
mm,
excuses to ourselves.
mm,
So that
mm,
I am not ready part, I understood that I give excuse to myself that okay, I may not. But what does that you mean to say by I am not enough? Or I
mm,
am not qualified. So
mm,
that I didn't get it properly. I am not ready that I get it. That I'll say,
mm,
okay, might be these circumstances are not allowing me to do or something like
mm,
that. I will give excuse and I'll not step up to
mm,
take any
mm,
other Krishna consciousness progress step towards the
mm,
devotional service. This is
mm,
one.
mm,
Another question, Prabhuji, I do understand clearly about the Bhagavad Pariksha
mm,
through our educational process, how you explained to us,
mm.
and a kind of skill everywhere we should be tested after training to grow up. And Bhagavad Leela also through that analogies of hero, heroine, and all. But could you just throw one example to make us understand when you made us eyes closed? I could not able to differentiate my problem to identify whether it is a pariksha, whether it is a leela. So, any one sample example, if you could go, so we can analyze our problems in a way that, okay, now what should I treat this problem as an opportunity to move forward? That's the
Okay.
thing.
Okay, so I think the I am not qualified happens very often in ISKCON. So many times what happens is our senior devotees they look at us and then they tell, okay, do this particular service or take this responsibility or something like that.
Hmm.
Many times we hear devotees say that, oh no, Prabhu, I don't know. It's out of humility or out of not wanting to take the responsibility. Sometimes or many times this response comes, I don't think I'm qualified to take such a responsibility like that. But one thing we should understand in ISKCON, what I have seen, what my seniors, my authorities have done to me in ISKCON, they don't wait for qualification. It is like this. Okay, I'll give an analogy there also. Usually, people are taught swimming, and you get into water, you are at the shallow end, and then you are taught swimming. Then you are told, okay, go to the deeper end now. In ISKCON, people are taken, thrown into the deeper end, and then we are told, learn swimming.
Okay.
It is always like that only. You are given a responsibility. Prabhupada said, go open a press, print a magazine. To devotees who never knew anything or never read a magazine in their life, never read anything, he told them, go open a press, go open a publication house. So many times it is like that only. We are only given instruction. Qualification you get later. So
Hmm.
never we should bring up this discussion of whether I'm enough or qualified or whatever, especially in services. So somebody, see, I can put it forward. Okay, I can come. Somebody is telling me do this particular thing. I can ask for enablement. I can
Hmm.
ask for guidance. If somebody has already thought about it and ascertain that okay you can do something, then
Hmm.
I cannot go and apply my intelligence there. Oh no, I
Oh,
think you did, I think your discretion was wrong, your decision to put me in charge was wrong. When service comes, take it and then figure out what to do after that.
Okay.
So don't do push back at the outset. When the service is coming, don't push back saying that, no, I don't think I'm qualified. Qualification, in terms of skill, qualification in terms of my spiritual growth, so many things. Never do those kind of things. That is what
Mm-hmm.
I intended to say.
Got it,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
So that's one thing.
Mm.
Now, I mean, in terms of what you asked, so practical example, uh, in this case only, I mean,
Mm.
in my that Nityananda Prabhu, I went and prayed, right? Very clearly, I can understand that it is a Lord's pastime.
Mm.
He said, you asked for it, you get it.
Okay.
So I mean, it could be either also. It could also be a test. Did you really mean it? Did you really
Mm.
want to make it?
Right.
Could be either, but at least reframe it to both or one of them. Huh?
Okay.
Either it is Bhagavad Pariksha or it is Bhagavad Leela, or it could be both. But I am at least shifting it from, oh, Krishna doesn't
Yes.
like me. That lamentation, becoming a lizard on the wall
Yes.
and doing nothing.
Yes.
I am so fallen. I am so defeated. Oh, this is my situation. That should not happen. Chipkali on the
Mm.
wall, I should not become. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Got it, Prabhuji. Understood. Whether in
Between the
whichever
two,
bucket we will keep, that is all okay. But at least that framework will has to a major shift from looking at the problem and sitting back and doing nothing and
yeah.
dissolving our spiritual life. Got it,
Yeah.
Prabhuji. Thank you
Okay.
so much again,
Hare
sir,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Hare
Dhanwad
Krishna.
pranams.
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Mahaprem Prabhu, you want to ask question?
Ha Prem. Jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Oh, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
How are you?
Good. It's so long and seeing you, hearing you.
Every now and then I think about your Bakarvadi feast that you gave us. Mataji fed us so much that became a problem later on. Oh, yes, Prabhu. How are you both?
Yes, by mercy of devotees and Lord, we are able to move forward little bit. We are trying our best, but we need lot of prayers and blessings to move forward. And thank you very much, Prabhuji, for wonderful practical class with lot of simple to understand examples. So
Hmm.
I have a question with
Yes, Prabhu.
respect to the famous pouch incidents. So you pray to Lord and Lord granted something. But when we consider in our general life, like suppose child asks something, a
Hmm.
sensible parent will think whether I should grant or not grant. And
Right.
considering the child is a child.
Hmm.
Similarly, we pray sometimes sensibly, sometimes insensibly also. So, but it's a Lord's responsibility to understand what actually I
Yes.
am looking for. A
Prabhu,
normal parent always consider that perspective, clearly how to understand.
Your voice is
Hare
choppy.
Krishna
I
Prabhuji,
mean,
can
I
you hear
think
me?
your connection is a little weak, so I couldn't hear the last 30 seconds, whatever you spoke.
Okay, Prabhuji, I'll just switch to other one.
I only
Is it
heard, okay, Lord's responsibility to see, that much I heard. After that, I didn't
yeah?
hear.
Can you hear me now, Prabhuji?
Yes, it's better.
Yeah. So I was just asking, like a normal parent also will think. Even child may ask so many things. The parent will
Hmm.
think and decide. It's not just child say something and parent will do blindly. And
Hmm.
Lord is the Supreme Father. So we pray many things, but Lord knows what is the best for me. So
Hmm.
how
When he's asking the question, it goes on. What is
I agree. That time only it is clicking when he's saying the first.
it?
I think now it's fully gone.
Oh, completely frozen.
From my.
Prabhu, you have connection issue, Mahaprem Prabhu, so I'm not sure.
Mahaprem Prabhu, I think you can put it in the chat so Prabhu can take it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. What's the question? I understood the premise. You can tell me what is the question. Yeah. Now it's
so
better.
is it better?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
question is, a normal parent will understand and grant accordingly.
Hmm.
And how about we understand that we prayed and Lord granted? So the time period is very short to understand, is really Lord thinking about my real well wish, or I prayed and Lord granted without considering many aspects. So
Of course
sometimes
he
this question
considers.
will happen.
No, no, of course he considers. My duty is to ask.
Ah,
Does a child stop because once the father said no to something?
hmm,
Keeps
no,
asking. So
correct.
similarly, we keep asking. My job is to ask whether the Lord grants or not is based on whether or the quality of my ask, whether it
Hmm,
is good for me or not good for me. That is the Lord's discretion. That is
hmm,
for him to decide whether it is good or bad. But my duty is to ask. I will ask, right?
hmm,
I will also have to be conscious whether it is good for me, not good for me. Am I asking the right thing? So it is also my duty. But then I will ask the Lord, whom
hmm,
else will I go and ask? I will ask him only. Of course, Prabhupada does say you don't actually have to go and ask for anything, even for spiritual things.
hmm.
In one purport, Prabhupada writes like that. Even spiritual things, you think the Lord doesn't know? He will grant. But then that is an exercise for me so that I don't go and ask anyone else. Huh? So for me, it is a training that I depend only Goptritve Varanam Tatha. The other anga of Sharanagati is that he is my only maintainer. So if he is my maintainer, the only maintainer, I don't go to anyone else. Huh? So if he is my only maintainer, I should remain chaste to that relationship. A wife cannot go and ask the neighbor that, hey, can you provide me something? That means it is a shame on the husband, shame on the wife also,
Correct.
and shame on the neighbor. So I can't go to some devata, I can't go to anyone else, this Baba, that Baba, and all that. That should not happen.
Hmm,
So until I come to the point of where I don't even ask anything to Krishna, I should ask only Krishna.
hmm,
Right? So, yes, of course, he will decide whether he is going to grant it or not. So, in my case, that's the only case where oh no, two times it happened. And Nityananda Prabhu never gives anything straight. He will
okay.
always give like this only, little twisted. I said, make my life simple. You erased my identity in the country as a citizen of this country.
Ah,
Like that. One more time I prayed. I went and prayed very foolishly in the beginning. Please remove me from this service. And he gave me such a bad disease that I was bedridden for 3 months. That
ah,
also when I was a brahmachari. So I said, I only told, but I got removed from that service. That happened. But then it came with something else also. So then I am very careful now. I don't generally pray for anything. You know what you should do. That's all.
Prabhu, one point we have understood that you have direct connection with Nityanand Prabhu, so we'll come and
Eh,
approach
no,
you.
bro. No,
For
no. That was
all,
only
for all
in
our approaches, Prabhuji, we will come to you only now.
in 27 years, I have prayed twice to Nityananda Prabhu and I got it. Then I thought, no, 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 no more.
so you are becoming our Kanchi Purna. We can put our request in front of you.
Yeah. Prabhuji,
Okay.
I really
Hare
like
Krishna.
that tagline that problems will be coming, situations will be there. Our bhakti should never be coming down. Our Krishna consciousness should go up. That only can save us from our challenges and problems. It was really like, no, we see in and around now a lot of software challenges. Companies are throwing out people, and all our group people are literally struggling. This is
Hmm.
really going to help and give a piece how we can come out of this pool of challenges. Seriously, that was like,
Mataji.
no, you just put.
See, Krishna defines this world as Dukhalayam Ashashvatam.
Yes,
Elsewhere, he only in the Vedic literatures, he says Vishwam Purna Sukhayate. This whole universe is completely filled with bliss. How? It's just a shift in consciousness. That's all. So if we shift our perspective, if we shift our consciousness, this world is, it's fun. Problem fun. Have fun. I'm part of Krishna Leela.
yes, yes.
So have fun. That's all.
Very nice, Prabhuji. It was so good to hear from you all
wonderful things after so long. I keep hearing your short clips, reels, which on you are
No,
active
that is all
nowadays.
bakwas. That is all something I.
It will suddenly pop up. Adidev Prabhuji has come. Let's hear. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Maybe
Yeah,
we
that
take up the
all.
last question by Nitai
Yeah,
Priyavataji in
Mr.
the
Abhay.
interest of time. Sorry to because Prabhu also may have to go.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Dhanwad.
Krishna Mataji. Dhanwad.
Prabhuji, may I ask in Hindi, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, सबसे पहले तो मुझे बहुत ही प्रसन्नता हो रही है कि मैं जब कृष्णा कॉन्शियस में आई थी, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल नई थी, तो प्रसन्ना माता जी ने एक प्रोग्राम कंडक्ट किया था। तो वो मेरा फर्स्ट प्रोग्राम था एज अ कॉन्ग्रीगेशन। तो मैं वहां पे अटेंड की, तो आप ही की क्लास थी और
Oh.
मैंने पूरी वो क्लास सुनी, फर्स्ट पूरे ग्रुप के साथ जो सुनी थी। वैसे तो प्रेमदादा प्रभु से भी हम लोग सुनते थे, तो उस समय आपकी क्लास इतनी मतलब हम मतलब इतनी मतलब अंदर से हृदय को छूने वाली थी वो। और फिर लास्ट में, क्योंकि मैं बिल्कुल नहीं थी, तो आपने बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस भी पूछे थे हम लोगों से। तो फिर मैंने भी शायद कुछ क्वेश्चन किया होगा, पता नहीं, कुछ इंटरेक्शन हुआ था आपके साथ। तब आपने बोला कि आप जैसे भक्तों को तो इस्कॉन में आना ही चाहिए। तो उसके बाद जैसे अभी आपने बोला है, तो अभी जब आपकी मेरी दूसरी क्लास है आपके साथ, तो बाय द ब्लेसिंग्स ऑफ ऑल डिवोटीज कि हमें ऑलमोस्ट 10 साल हो गए हैं कृष्णा कॉन्शियस में। और जैसे आपने बहुत अच्छी क्लास दी और बहुत सारे उदाहरण दिए, पर भक्तों की कृपा से और भगवान की कृपा से ऐसी कुछ परेशानियां तो नहीं आई भक्ति जीवन में, क्योंकि प्रेमदादा प्रभु का सानिध्य इतना अच्छा है और इतने अच्छे से वो हमको संभाल के लेके जाते हैं कि परेशानियां परेशानियां लगती ही नहीं है कि कुछ है। ऐसा तो कुछ लगता ही नहीं कभी, और थोड़ी बहुत अगर कभी होती भी है तो वो बहुत सिंपल तरीके से उसको सॉर्ट ऑफ कर देते हैं। और तो आज की क्लास भी बहुत ही अच्छी थी और बहुत सारी चीजें हमें सीखने को मिला। बट एक जो आपने बताया कि आप जो रियलाइजेशन था कि आप अपनी आंखें बंद कीजिए और फिर सोचिए कि ये जो परेशानी है ये भगवत लीला है, और दूसरा जो है भगवत कृपा, राइट? भगवत लीला एंड
Bhagat Pariksha and
तो मैंने भी अपनी आंखें बंद की और सोचा, तो उसमें दोनों में से कुछ नजर नहीं आया। मैंने कहा ना तो ये भगवत गीता है, ना ये भगवत लीला है। जो भी है वो मेरे अपने कर्मों की वजह से ही है। अगर जो भी है पर्सनल लाइफ में, अगर थोड़ा सा जो भी है वो मेरे अपने कर्मों के हिसाब से है। और जैसा आपने फर्स्ट श्लोक जो कोट किया था, तत्तेनुकंपा सुसिमित क्षमाणु, तो हम जो पर्सनल मेरी जो थिंकिंग है वो यही रहती है कि जो भी परेशानियां मेरे जीवन में आ रही है वो मेरे पूर्व कर्मों की वजह से ही है। और इस शरीर में रहते हुए इस वाणी से और इस बुद्धि से जो भी भगवान ने मुझे दिया है, मैं हमेशा भगवान की सेवा करती रहूं जितना भी मैं कर सकती हूँ। तो मैं इसको कोशिश करती हूँ कि मैं इसी उस पे चलूं। तो यहाँ पे मेरे भी मन में प्रश्न आया कि क्या भगवान इस मुझे मुक्ति नहीं चाहिए, जैसे उसमें लिखा था कि मुक्ति मिल जाती है उन भक्तों को, तो मुक्ति तो नहीं चाहिए, बट हाँ भगवान से मैं मांगती नहीं हूँ। तो क्या ये ठीक डायरेक्शन है अपनी भक्ति जीवन में आगे बढ़ने का?
Ah, Mataji, yes. Now, can I answer in English? Because
Yeah.
Hindi I will struggle. So, yeah. I mean, if whenever some difficulties come, you're able to look at it as a consequence of your own actions in the past. That's the best way. I mean, why I said look at it as an opportunity to see the Lord's hand in your life is because that perspective many times we lose. And in the Bhagavatam, there is this verse which says, Bhakti Pareshanu Bhava Viraktir Anyatra Chaisha Traika Eka Kalaha. Just like Tushti Pushti Kshudapaya, when we eat, three things happen simultaneously. Tushti happens, we enjoy the food. Pushti happens, nourishment. I'm very hungry. As and when every morsel of food goes inside, I feel my energy is coming back, right? So nourishment also happens. And Kshudapaya, relief from hunger also happens with every morsel. And all these three things happen simultaneously. It's not that one after the other it happens. Every mouthful of food that goes in, tushti happens, I'm enjoying that food. Pushti happens, I'm getting nourished. And relief from hunger also gradually happens with every morsel. So similarly, the Bhagavatam says three things happen in our devotional life. One, I enjoy the process. Second, para isha anubhava. I can experience the hand of Krishna in my life. Para isha is the Lord. Anubhava, the experience of Krishna in my life. I can feel that Krishna's hand is there in this. Whether it is good or bad, whatever it is, Krishna's hand is there in that. It is only my perspective whether it is good or bad. So that is the second thing. And third thing is virakti or vairagya. I start disconnecting myself more and more from material things. So these three things happen simultaneously. Chaisha Traika Eka Kalaha. Same time these three things happen. And if this is not happening, then I have to understand there's some short circuit happening in the process. Somewhere some mistake is happening, food is going in, nourishment is not coming, means some worms are there in my system. So I'll have to eliminate those things. So I'll have to understand that the process is not a problem. The execution of process in my life has become a little, it's not complete. So why I said this is only reframing. Move from self pity, self sympathy, allowing difficulties to become an impediment in my life. And devotional service goes down because of problems. From there to come here, I can reframe my perspective to look at problems as either Bhagavad Pariksha or Bhagavad Leela. Krishna has arranged this. Krishna has arranged this. Now, how the arrangement has happened before that, whether it is Krishna himself creating something or it is just he allowing my karmic reactions to hit me at that point in time, that I don't know. Okay, but if I'm able to see that, okay, it is my own karma only, and Krishna has just allowed that karma to flow through. Some of the things he may block, some things he may allow, but why is he doing that? Either he wants to become the hero of my life or he wants to test me at that point in time, right? So the karma factor is even before that, but right now I have to see whether it is either it is Krishna's test or Krishna wants to make me depend on him more. Either these two things. That's what I said.
Like when I thinking ki this is my own karma, but next what you just explained, so I can think like beyond that ki okay, because of Krishna's mercy, it will not hurdle in my bhakti.
Right. Goal is that these things should not become an impediment in our devotional life. That's all.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So
Okay,
I want
Prabhu.
Prabhu to come again and again. So I will because in first session only if we get him for 2 hours, we'll hold him. Next time we'll think, shall I go to Radha Govind sir? Anuttama Mataji, I'll sincerely apologize if we can just close here. And maybe we'll
Yes, Prabhuji, I want to thank you for the class. That's
okay,
it.
sure.
Sure. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
So
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Prabhuji. Dandavat
Mataji.
pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Wonderful class, Prabhu. All the questions which are coming in the mind were you have answered by the devotees' questions.
Jai.
So very wonderful. Prabhu is also here.
Hari
Hare
Bol,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Prabhu. Hare
Prabhu,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, one experience just now, right? Whenever I heard your classes, right? Whenever I part of your class, your always class will be overshoot for time, right? But today when you say it close 7:30, I pray to Krishna, how it possible? Prabhu, is it not matching with Prabhu's personality? It should
No,
be
Prabhu.
exchange time.
The 7:15 time was given as 7:15, so I did overshoot.
No, I thought, and then Krishna listen immediately. Okay, now it's almost 8 o'clock.
We can't leave, Prabhu. We want like the class should be like that only. It should be for full dose, Prabhu. We have to live with that for some time, no? Again, when you come. So it should be a heavy class for
So
us.
it's been almost, I think, 3 to 4 years when we met and discussed, right? I thought it is not possible. Whatever Prabhu is teaching, right? It cannot be covered in the 1.5 hour. It should be at least 2 hours. So that it should be suffice for the next time when we meet.
Sure,
So Prabhu,
Prabhu.
in that Guru Agya program we met you. So in that program only after that we got initiated.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
all prayers of senior devotees, Prem Datta Prabhu, you, Mahaprem Prabhu, Achyut Prabhu. So we all are blessed. Like we have started our journey after this. So because people say like initiation, the real journey start after that in your devotion. So thank you, Prabhu, how much like you have
Thank you,
given us
Mataji.
everything, what you have provided us, your devotion, your examples. So I'll just hand over back to Prem Datta Prabhu. Sorry, Prabhuji.
Yes, yes. Hare Krishna.
Hare
No
Krishna.
problem.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
So,
Krishna.
Prabhu, I'll just seriously close here. I'll not say
Yes,
more
Prabhu.
words, but I'll just one humble request that
Yeah.
please keep coming and give us your association. Like today, we feel really, as you were saying, we were feeling nourished. So food went inside and we feel nourished. So please, I'll contact you, Prabhu, whenever.
Sure,
Will not trouble you every second week. Maybe once in 2, 3 months also, if you come and
sure,
address
sure.
us, that would be great. Thank
Yes,
you so
Prabhu.
much,
Yes,
Prabhu,
Prabhu.
and deep of my heart.
Thank you
And
so
all the
much.
devotees of Radha
Thank
Govinda's
you,
circle.
Prem Datta Prabhu, and all the Vaishnavas here. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
We will just recite Hare Krishna Mahamantra, thanking Prabhu for joining us. Okay. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Thank you so much once again,
Thank
Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Srimad
Hare
Bhagavad
Krishna.
Gita
Danda
Jai,
Pranam,
Srila
Danda
Prabhupada
Pranam
ki
to
jai.
Hare
Vancha
Krishna.
kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhu
Thank
vyasya
you
patitanam
so
pavanebhyo.
much, Prabhuji. Danda Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So you can end the